Production funding for Homework Hotline is provided by New York State United Teachers, working to educate and assist students, provide medical care and support, and strengthen local communities. NYSUT, working for communities across New York State.
Hey, now let's take a moment so we all can figure it out, what it's all about. It's the Homework Hotline, the Homework Hotline, the Homework Hotline, the Homework Hotline.
Welcome to Homework Hotline. I'm Craig Zaremba.
And I'm Sam Simpson. Homework Hotline is the place where you get the tools you need to succeed, both in and out of the classroom.
For more information on Homework Hotline, go to our website, homeworkhotline.org. Here you can find games, other online resources, and the latest episode of our show.
But it's Wednesday, and that means it's time for our brain teaser. These two brothers grew up in Dayton, Ohio in the 1870s. As children, they played with mechanical toys, and loved taking them apart to see how they worked. One special toy was a model helicopter, which kick-started their interest in aviation, or the art of flying. In 1889, they started their own newspaper. One brother was the editor, the other was the publisher. 3 years later, the brothers started a bike shop and even sold bikes they had designed themselves. They continued to experiment and stayed up to date with the latest aviation news. Soon, they decided to take on an even bigger goal: design an airplane with its own source of power. They moved to Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, and spent years learning about aerodynamics, how objects move through the air.
The brothers built many kites and gliders and studied birds as inspiration for their wing designs. On December 17, 1903, the two brothers succeeded in flying the first manned airplane with its own power source. It flew for 59 seconds. Many people did not believe the brothers' achievement and would not buy the new planes the brothers were working hard to perfect. In search of success, the brothers moved to France. They took important officials and journalists on airplane rides and started selling their designs. In 1909, they moved back to the U.S. and continued to sell planes on either side of the Atlantic. One brother died in 1912. The other brother worked for the National Aeronautic and Space Administration, the predecessor of NASA. They are known today as the fathers of modern aviation.
Cool.
It is.
If you think you could solve the brain teaser, give our hotline a call at 1-866-264-5904 or just answer on our website, homeworkhotline.org. Answer correctly, and you can have a chance to share that answer at the end of the show.
Every correct response will be added to our Hotline Hall of Fame. Earn enough points and you could win a tablet at the end of the season, which is like a week away.
Not far.
Right.
Our Hotline Hall of Fame winners will be announced next week.
Excellent.
This week on Hotline, we have been talking about taxes. Tonight, we're going to take a look at some state income tax and sales tax.
Something you can't get away from.
Nope, and I just did mine yesterday.
All right.
So let's come over to the board and take a look.
Cool.
However, today, what we're going to talk about is something a little bit different. We're going to talk about state sales tax. How do you calculate it? Here's an example. Why would you want to know? So, say you stop by at Starbucks to buy a drink and or McDonald's for a snack, and you want to calculate how much you're going to have to pay. Well, sales tax is going to come into play here. So we're going to look at how do you calculate sales tax. First of all, let's talk a little bit about what it is. What is New York State sales tax? How many of you have went to a dollar store, bought something, and it didn't cost you $1? It cost you a little bit more. That's sales tax. How many of you went to the dollar menu, bought something, and it cost you more than $1? Again, that's sales tax. Well, sales tax, it's not on everything, because if you go to a grocery store and you buy some food, you don't get taxed on that. So certain things are taxed and certain things are not taxed. But in New York State, depending on what county you live in, you're going to pay various tax rates. You might pay as low as 7% to as high as 8.875% of whatever you're buying. It varies. What is that money used for? Well, the money is used for a variety of things. Kind of goes to the state's general fund. Some of it goes to the state. Some of it stays with the particular county. They use it for a variety of things. Police, fire departments, transportation, infrastructure projects, and what I like, they use some of it for public schools. So the income that's raised from state tax goes to the states, and some of it goes to the municipalities for a lot of different projects. Well, how do you calculate sales tax? Well, whatever you're buying, if it's tax, has a sales tax, that total cost is the item's price that you're paying plus sales tax. Well, what is sales tax? How do you calculate that? The sales tax is actually whatever that purchase price times that tax rate that we saw before. You've got to change that tax rate to a decimal, and then you're going to multiply it by whatever you're buying. That's going to be your sales tax. And then what you're going to do is, that's going to be your sales tax, and you're going to add it to the purchase price. That is how you calculate sales tax and your final cost. So let's take a look at an example. Your mom's taking you home from practice, you're kind of hungry, and you convinced her to stop off to buy you a little snack. If you haven't done that, it works. Okay. So you tell your mom pulls through the drive-thru, and you say, Mom, I want some of those chicken nuggets. I like barbecue sauce. You get a couple of extra of those. You want a cheeseburger, fries, and a drink. Now, I want to figure out what's my total cost going to be and what is my sales tax going to be. So the first thing you're going to have to do for a problem like this is add up everything. So if I add up everything to see what my total cost is going to be, I'm going to have to add sales tax. So I have 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9. I've got 4 9s. 4 times 9 is 36. So I'm going to write my 6 down there, and I'm going to put a 3 up there. Now I'm going to tally up that column. 4 and 4 and 4 is 12. 13, 14. 14 plus 3 is 17. So I'm going to get 17. Carry a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get $6. Let me make sure. 8. Yep. $6.76. That's the price of the food. And if you think you're going to pay $6.76, you'd be wrong. Now what you're going to have to figure out is your sales tax. So here in Monroe County where we're at, sales tax is 8%. So what I'm going to do, since sales tax here is 8%, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to change that. Oops, let me erase that. I'm going to have to change that to a decimal. If I change 8% to a decimal, I get 0.08. Now what I'm going to have to do is multiply the 0.08 times the $6.76. 6 times 8 is 48. I'm going to put an 8 down and carry my 4. 8 times 7 is 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. 0 down and carry my 6. 8 times 6 is 48. 48 plus 6 is 48 plus 6, I'm counting that up, is 52. Is that right? 48, 49, 50, 54. Now here's where you want to, I don't want that to be there. Here's what you want to make sure you do when you're multiplying with decimals. You need to make sure you put your decimal in the right place. How many decimals do I have here? How many places on the right side of the decimal I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to move this decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Now, since we're talking money, I'm really only interested in here. So my sales tax is going to be 54 cents. And I'm going to add to that $6.76 to get my total price. When I add that up, 6 and 4 is 10, carry my 1, that's 12, plus 1 is 13. And my total cost for that snack that I got after practice was $7.30. That's how you can calculate sales tax. And remember, just because the price is whatever it is, you got to add sales tax in New York State.
Having trouble remembering the number of days in each month? Think of this saying: 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. All the rest have 31, except February alone, which hath but 28, and fine, till leap year gives it 29.
Do you know what's in your refrigerator? You might be surprised what you find. In this Healthy You, we'll quiz you on what's in your refrigerator.
Every time you open the fridge, you have a decision to make. What to eat. In order to make the right choice for your body, you have to know about the food on the shelves. So let's see how knowledgeable you are. Which one of these drinks has the most added sugar? Is it the milk, the water, the juice, the soda, or this orange stuff? They call it orange drink.
Well, right off the bat, we gave you a trick question. You can actually pick either the soda or the orange drink. Both are basically just water and sugar. Keep this in mind too. There's a big difference between drink and juice. Juice can have added sugar, but it's made from fruit and has some nutrients. Drink has no real fruit, just the bad stuff.
Here I have some leftovers from our big dinner over the weekend. We had fried chicken, ham, and we grilled some flank steak. Which one do you think has the most salt?
It's probably the ham. Ham is actually pork that's cured. That means a good amount of salt and sometimes sugar are added for flavor and to keep it from going bad. So it's all right to have ham on a special day, but you don't want to make a habit out of it. A lot of ham equals a lot of salt.
Out of these three choices, your best bet is the flank steak.
Steak has kind of a bad rep because of fat and cholesterol that can be bad for your heart. But there are different kinds of steak. Some do have a lot of fat, others don't. This is a certain kind of steak called flank steak. That's pretty lean. It doesn't have much fat. It does have iron though, and protein that helps you grow.
Over here we have a shelf full of condiments. We have stuff to put on sandwiches, toast, and salads. The list goes on. These tasty toppings add flavor, but some of them also add stuff like sugar, fat, and salt that can be bad for your health. Which one of these has the most sugar? Is it the jam, the ketchup, or the mustard?
Well, ketchup does have some sugar, but jam can have the most, because sometimes it's not just the fruit that makes jam so sweet. Sugar is added to give it a boost.
Luckily, there are some tasty jams that don't add sugar. Just read the label. That will tell you if sugar was added. And remember, high fructose corn syrup is just another name for sugar. What about fat? Well, if you choose the wrong dressing, your light, healthy salad can go downhill really quick. A lot of creamy dressings like ranch or blue cheese have a lot of fat and sometimes sugar.
Instead, try using a small amount of salad dressing or a little vinegar and a lot of veggies. The veggies give you the flavor and the vinegar gives you the bite that you're looking for, all without the fat.
So our little quiz touches on a few areas, but whenever you're picking your next meal, it's important to know a little bit about the foods you eat. Once you know what you're getting into, all that's left is making the right choice.
Matt seems to know his stuff.
Yeah, my wife is a nutritionist, so
Right.
she has all these things on the refrigerator. Watch this, too much of this, so I do know what's in my refrigerator.
Very cool.
If you would like to see this video again or others like it, head to our website, homeworkhotline.org.
Last week, we asked you, who do you look up to as a leader or role model and why?
Here are some of the things you had to say about this topic. Kaylee wrote, I look up to my favorite teacher, Mrs. Schultz, because she's like another mom to me, and she's very helpful.
Pauline says, I look up to Martin Luther King because he inspired people to believe that all people should be treated the same. Good points.
Faith wrote, I look up to my friend Serenity because she's nice and stands up for me. I have known her since preschool, and she's my best friend.
Jasmine B says, I look up to the singer Britt Nicole as a role model. Britt Nicole is a Christian song artist. I look up to her because as a role model because she is my favorite singer, and I want to be like her when I grow up. I want to be like her because I want to sing songs for kids in hospitals who have diseases or are ill. Very nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
They have some really thought-provoking things there.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
One more week to do another one. For the last few weeks on Hotline, we've been talking about or taking a closer look at energy use, recycling, composting, and other environmental issues. We want to know, what are some of the things that you do to help the environment? You can weigh in on this topic and tell us what you think by visiting us on Facebook and leaving us a message, tweeting us by using the hashtag HHVoiceIt, or by visiting our website, homeworkhotline.org, and clicking on the Voice It button.
Remember, the most thought-provoking response will be put on the air. The answers will be shared on next Wednesday's Homework Hotline. What that means is you have 1 week to research and come out with a well-thought-out answer.
All right.
All right. Got
So
some more tax stuff for us.
Those
huh?
taxes, it's like death and tax. You're going to get hit one way or the other. So
Okay.
come out or we're going to figure out another kind of taxes
All
here.
right, cool.
All right, so as Sam was saying, depending on like in New York State and what county you live in, you'll have a different sales or a state tax rate. Well, here, Juan lives in California, and again, they have a different tax rate for California, and he makes an annual salary of, and we're going to highlight this right here, $55,000. California's state income tax for a single person in his salary range is 9.3%. How much will Juan pay in California state income tax? Now, they just redid the tax codes, and depending on how much you make, you can get taxed, and this is at the federal and I believe at the state level the same, different rates. So being a single person, they're going to whack you a little bit more than if you were married and have kids. Your tax rate might be a little less. So as Sam did, I know that 9.3% is over 100, and if I do the division, 9.3 becomes 0.093. All right, and that's the decimal equivalent. And what I'm going to do is, just like Sam did earlier, is I'm going to multiply what Juan makes as an annual salary. I'm going to go 55,000, and I'm going to leave off the pennies just for a little simplicity. If you leave them on there, it's just more decimal places you have to move. If you don't have them on there, that's fine just the same. And I'm going to put 0.093 underneath. And we're going to multiply. I know 3 times 0 is going to be 0 for 3 times, because 0, 0, 0. 3 times 5 is 15. I carry my 1. 15 plus 1 is 16. I got to go to 0 because now I'm multiplying from the tenths, hundredths, to thousands, and now I'm multiplying by the tenths. 9 times 0 is 0 for 3 times because we have 3 zeros. 9 times 5 is 45, the 5 here, the 4 up here. 9 times 5 is 45, plus 4 more is 49. And then we add them all up. So zeros, 0, 0. 5 plus 0 is 5. 6 plus 5 is 11. 11 carry a 1. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. 1 here, the 1 up there. And 1 and 4 is 5. Now, because my .093 has 3 decimal places, I know this is a whole number. I have to move my decimal place 3 places. So his taxes are going to be $5,115. So right away, he goes from making $55,000, and if we subtracted 55,000, and if we subtracted $5,115, let's move that out of the way here, we can see that right away he's not making as much as he thought he was making, which is like, we're all thinking that same thing. 10 take away 5 is 5. I got to make this a 10, and this becomes a 9. Actually, that's a 9 because I borrow. No, it's a 10. It's a 9, excuse me, 9. 9 take away 1 is 8. 9 take away 1 again is 8. This becomes a 4. I can't take 5 from 4, so we got to borrow. This is a 4, becomes 14. That's a 9 and a 4. So he started making, as I and you and anyone out there that's making a salary or getting a paycheck, the government's going to come in and take their little bit. Now, this is the state level at 9.3%, all right? So right away, he's going down. He's making $49,885. So I looked up to see how much the federal government, that's where we live in the United States, how much their tax rate is. Well, theirs is 25%. Almost 3 times is what the state level is. Well, the federal government has a lot more process. They have the military, all kinds of stuff, all right? So what we're going to do now is I know that 25% is equal to 1/4. So we're going to do it this way. So if I take 55,000, and if I divide that by 4, I know 4 goes into 5 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. I subtract. I got 5 take away 4 is 1. Bring down my 5. 4 goes into 15 3 times. That'll be 12. Subtract. I get a 3. I bring down a 0. 4 goes into 30 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Gives me a 2. I bring a 0 down. 4 goes into 25 times, which gives me a 20. And this gives me a 0. And I know I have a 0 here. So now, Juan is getting hit by the government for $13,750. On top of, how much did he lose at the state? $9,885. $9,885. So if we add those up, we have 5 plus 0 is 5. 8 plus 5 is 13. 3 here plus 1 up there. 8 and 5 is, or 8 and 7 is 15 plus 1 is 6. Oh, it's 5. Oh, he got taxed with 5,500. Sorry, we got to change this here. I was thinking how much he made. So 1 second, 5,115. So it's 5,115. There we go. So now we add those up. So 5 and 0 is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. 7 plus 1 is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8 and 1. So Juan, who was making $55,000 between California state tax and the federal government at 25%, he's losing $18,000. So let's see what he's actually taking home in the bank, all right? So we're gonna go here and extend our page. So we know he started out making $55,000, all right? We know this is California taxes and this is the federal government, all right? So he's paying $18,865. We're gonna go $18,865. We're going to subtract. I can't take 5 from 0. This becomes a 10. 10 take away 5 is 5. This becomes a 9. 9 take away 6 is 3. This is a 9. 9 take away 8 is 1. This becomes a 4. I can't take 8 from 4, so I have to go to the 5 and borrow. That becomes a 4. This becomes 14. 14 take away 8 is 6. And 4 take away 1 is 3. So he went from making $55,000, which is a good salary. After taxes, he's bringing home $36,000 an hour. Now, yesterday I gave you guys a little tip where you could take a $36,000 a year. So yesterday I gave you guys a tip on, or a kind of a cheat on how you could take what a person's making by hour or salary if you divide that by 2. So if we did like 36,000 divided by 2, he ends up making, after taxes, about $18 an hour. All right, if we went at $55,000, if we divide, let's say we go 55, let's make it 60, he'd be making almost $30 an hour before taxes. After taxes, he's making $18. So make sure you pay your taxes. You really have no choice, and I hope that helps you guys out. Thanks a lot.
When you think of Egypt, some of the things you might think of are the Nile River, the Great Pyramids, and the Sphinx. Egypt's largest foreign income comes from the tourists who flock to this country to see some of the wonders of the world. If the Nile River didn't run through Egypt, the whole country would be desert. The Nile is the longest river in the world and runs from south to north and empties into the Mediterranean Sea. Because of the direction this important river flows, Egypt is divided into 2 sections: Upper Egypt, which is located in the south, and Lower Egypt, which is in the north. Egypt's population has been growing rapidly, which has put strains on the country's resources. Most people live in the small, narrow area along the Nile River. With so many people in such a little area, overcrowding has become a big concern with schools, apartment buildings, and hospitals.
All right, we have a winner in tonight's brain teaser.
What's the answer to our brain teaser?
The Wright brothers.
The Wright
Right,
brothers.
and your name is?
Neil Debnoff.
All right, Neil.
Congratulations.
So, did you know this, or were there some hints that we gave you?
I already knew this because the hint you gave me was that they went to Kitty Hawk, California.
North Carolina,
North
right?
Carolina.
Yep,
Cool.
yep. So do you know anything else about the Wright brothers that you could share with us?
Yes.
Okay.
So, they had their first controlled flight of a power-driven airplane on December 17, 1903.
All right.
Cool. That's great.
It is.
I mean, the thing about it for me was just 10 years later in World War I, they were flying planes in that war. So a lot happened after they came up with their invention.
What I found really interesting is as a scientist, we look at nature and we ask questions, is they looked at birds and said, how are birds flying? And they used the shape of a bird and how a bird changes its shape to help control the airplane.
Cool.
Neil, thank you very much for calling. Congratulations. Don't forget, every correct response goes into our Homework Hotline Hall of Fame. Our Homework Hall of Fame winners will be announced next week.
That's all that we have time for tonight on Hotline. Tomorrow on Hotline, we'll figure out new salaries after receiving a 3% raise increase. We'll see you then.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Production funding for Homework Hotline is provided by New York State United Teachers, working to educate and assist students, provide medical care and support, and strengthen local communities. NYSUT, working for communities across New York State.